Hello, everyone. I didn't think I'd ever be making this video yet, but I wanted to keep you guys in the loop because I know how much you love and care for my animals, just like I do. Basically, we've had a bit of an issue with Bobby. I just can't believe it so soon after Sweepy going, but let me tell you what happened. Couple of nights ago, he was sick, basically. Now, Bobby's quite a sicky dog. I'll start from the beginning. He knocked the bin over, basically. And God knows what he ate out there, because I don't even know what was in there. But I lifted the bin. I didn't even know he'd eaten anything. And then at the night time, he was early morning, not night, early morning, very early. He was sick, but Bobby is quite a sicky dog anyway. You know, he's one of them that eats grass and things and, So I didn't really think much of it. And then he continued to be sick. So I obviously took him to the vets. And I explained about the bin situation. And they said that it might be like gastroenteritis, or they said it could be a blockage, but they're not sure. So they said their sort of way to determine it was to give him an anti-sickness injection and painkillers. And obviously, if he wasn't sick anymore, then it's not a blockage, basically. So I was like, that's fine. They gave him that and I brought him home. And he wasn't sick. But he still wasn't himself. You know when it's like your kids, when they're not well. I knew something was wrong. So I phoned the vets back. And they basically said, well, if he hasn't been sick, it's not a bad sign. So I was like, right, okay. And then early morning again, he was sick again and it stunk. It was like brown and it smelled of poo. And then obviously I knew something wasn't right. And also he hadn't been for a poo, and Bobby poos about 3 times a day. So I took him back and they were like, right, we'll do a scan on him. I had to leave him there. And they phoned me once they'd done the scan and said there is an obstruction, but his intestines are very inflamed. So they didn't know where it was. So they said, we're going to have to do surgery, open him up, whatever. But they said it's a very high risk, do you still want to sort of go ahead with it and that? And I was like, well, yes, if there's going to be a chance of him. So he's only 7. It's not like Sweepy, where Sweepy was old and I wouldn't have put him through surgery, Sweepy. But, he's only 7, so I'm like, yes. Anyway, then they phoned me during surgery and they said that they'd found the obstruction and they were going to need to take away part of his intestines. The blockage, like, it was in his intestines, not his stomach, which would have been so much better. Sorry, I've got an itch. They said that they're going to have to remove some of his intestines and then stitch the 2 ends back together. And they said it's a very high risk thing. Like, what can happen is his body might reject it, all that sort of thing. They basically said it's 50-50 chance of survival. And did they still want me to do it? And I was like, yeah, 50% is, if they'd have said, 20% or something, I probably wouldn't have put him through it. But 50%, still 50%, I don't want to be cruel. Obviously, I don't want to be in pain. And then we need to put him down anyway. And he's gone through all that for nothing. But he's 7 years old. I want the next 10 years with my Bobby. You know what I mean? You know how much I love him, So anyway, they did the surgery. 3 hours it took them. 3 hours. They said it was... What they removed, they said it was like a pine cone. It looked like a pine cone. They couldn't really make out what it was. They said it was like brown and bluey, and it had like... It was like tiny, but it got stuck in his small intestines. So obviously, and then things had built up on top. So that's why it took him so long to sort of be sick and things like that. So it was obviously in there. It might not have been the bin, because it was pretty much straight after the bin. So I thought it was a bug or something he'd eaten, got a bit funny. So it could have been way before and I didn't realise, and I don't know what it was. I mean, it could have been something the cats brought back, or I don't know, because they don't know what it is. So they've removed it. They said they had to take away a very large chunk of intestine. Bits that they stitch back together aren't perfect, but she was confident enough to stitch them back together. And she says, but he's obviously not out of the woods. It's still 50-50, so you have to prepare for the worst. I don't want to say everything's going to be fine. Like, he was out of surgery and he was doing sort of, okay, she says, you know, he's got to be here overnight. He's got to be here all of tomorrow, which is tomorrow, because I'm obviously letting you know now. So, basically, if he's going to go wrong, he'll go wrong in a couple of days, in her experience, she said. So I don't know. She says he's drugged up. He's very uncomfortable. He's had major abdominal surgery. Yeah, and I don't really know what else to say. I know that you guys would want to know, because I know that you love Bobby, and I don't know what I will do if I lose my Bobby. He's like my little shadow. He's with me all the time. And with us getting the cats on Saturday as well, this couldn't have come at a worse time. You can't say to her, I can't get the cats, because they've got no homes otherwise, you know. I just don't know. I don't know what to do. I can't lose Bobby. I just can't. I don't know what I'm going to do. But like I say, he's in all day tomorrow as well. He's in the best place, I know. And I know he's probably not in any pain, because obviously they're going to drug him up, aren't they? But I needed to let you know what was going on, that there's a chance that we might not have little Bobby anymore. I really hope that's not the case. So if you're religious, please pray for him. And if you're not, keep your fingers crossed for luck anyway. Now let's just hope he's one of those 50% chance. But what luck's that? I've just said goodbye to my other little dog that I've had for 17 years, you know, and now Bobby's only 7 and this has happened. I tell you, oh God, I'm so worried. So anyway, I'm going to end the vlog, but I obviously will keep you guys updated, because I know that you're going to worry, and I love you all for that. Honestly, it's so nice having you guys to be able to talk to, and because I know that you love him. So that's what's so nice, being able to talk to you and tell you what's going on. So like I said, I will 100% keep you updated tomorrow. But you know, you have to bear with me with like the sort of vlogging type thing, because I don't know, you know, I know you guys don't expect it anyway when this is happening, but I just feel like it's constant bad news lately, you know. It's constantly something. It's never, you know, these poor animals. I've had them all this time, and this happened so soon after the other one. It's like, am I doing something wrong? Like, I don't know. But anyway, I'm sorry to keep rambling on. I'll go, but I will keep you updated, I promise. And thank you so much for watching this video, and keep little Bobby in your prayers, please. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.